Governments love you, don't they? Financial freedom, economic stability, prosperous society, and all that jazz. The same old tune over and over again. But history tells a different story, because the truth is, governments have been running the same scam for centuries. Only the ship changes, the wheel stays the same, and that wheel quietly steers your money into their cabin. Today, we're talking about the oldest and most effective financial magic trick in human history. If you're ready, let's begin. When a government blows through money like there's no tomorrow, it has two choices. Be honest, say, we're raising taxes. But that's political suicide. Or move like a ninja and quietly devalue the currency. Congratulations. Inflation baby is born. The Roman Empire was the sensei of this trick. In the 3rd century, the denarius was nearly pure silver. A few decades later, it was almost all copper. Just a thin silver coating, the filtered version of money. The empire said, we're thriving, but the people's purchasing power vanished into thin air. In short, Rome invented inflation, and we're still feeling the sting centuries later. Let's take a look at the Middle Ages. Whenever kings ran out of cash, they turned to merchants. For the love of the kingdom, hand over your gold. Of course, that love of the kingdom was really a polite threat. Refuse? You'd lose your property or end up in a dungeon. The king would either pay you back late, pay with worthless coins, or not at all. And yet the people would always say, anything for our homeland. Sound familiar? Year 1694. England, at odds with France and broke. Solution? The Bank of England. The government started selling bonds. The wealthy lent money to keep the wheels turning. And who paid the interest? The public, through taxes. The rich got richer through interest. The people paid through taxes. The government called it the national finance system. But in truth, it was the invention of the money elevator, always going up, never down. Fast forward to today. Governments keep playing the same game, taking on debt in the name of growth. But where does the money go? To corporations, the defense industry, and the financial giants. In short, to those who already have plenty. Then comes the crisis. Like in 2008, banks crash, the public bails them out. And who gets saved? The same banks. Profits are private, losses are nationalized. You expect a rabbit out of the hat, you get debt instead. Pensions? A beautiful dream. Pay now, live comfortably later. But that money usually gets spent right away. It doesn't go to the future, it funds the present. Then the state says, the system is collapsing. And the solution? Lower pensions, later retirement, or silent inflation. You pay for 30 years and the government smiles and says, thanks, now keep working a little longer. After 2008, a new spell appeared. Quantitative easing. Translation, we're printing money, but let's say it fancy. Trillions of dollars were created, bonds were bought, markets were saved. And who profited? The rich, because they owned the stocks, the land, the bonds. The middle class just complained, man, everything's getting expensive. It was the biggest magic trick in economic history. Create money out of thin air, sink the poor, and catapult the rich into the stratosphere. The state's most powerful weapon? Complexity. Thousands of pages of tax codes, acronyms nobody understands, a jungle of bureaucracy. If you can't follow the system, you can't see the scam. In Rome, they diluted the silver. Today, they dilute the balance sheets. No difference, just a different font. Even now, the same game continues. Inflation, debt, bailouts, confusion. The system always protects itself, making the rich richer, but not you. History repeats itself. But the real question is, do you see it repeating? Because recognizing the trick is the first step to breaking free. Remember, financial education is resistance. Economic history is a weapon. And if you've watched this video all the way to the end, that weapon is now in your hands. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe, because history is the handbook of hidden games, and we're opening it page by page.